Okay, hey guys, welcome back to my vlog. So this week, I don't have a ton of content just because it was the end of finals and the beginning of the new block of classes. So I have just been busy trying to finish finals and get caught up in what my new classes are doing. So unfortunately, yeah, I don't have a ton of content, but I will show you what I have been doing, as well as talking a little bit more about the weather here in Maastricht, because that is really important when it comes to packing and preparing yourself for studying abroad here. So enjoy. So last week I spent all of my time getting my finals together, turning them in, and starting my new block. It was nice to finish it all off by meeting Sophia's parents and having dinner with them. Then this weekend, my friend Urban and I decided to take a day trip to Luxembourg. This adorable little country truly surprised me with its elegance and beauty, not to mention it was just a 4-hour train ride away. We saw so many beautiful buildings and bridges everywhere. It was actually what I had imagined a lot of European cities to look like, with the old fortresses and the dazzling palaces. We were even lucky enough to get blue skies for most of our time there. After walking around and exploring the city, we popped into a museum that was free for students and spent some time learning about Luxembourg's colonial past, which was really interesting, and we walked through an exhibit about the beauty of Iran. Then we walked to the palace where we were actually lucky enough to see the changing of the guards. Then we finished our day with cake for lunch, where we got briefly hailed on, which happens a lot more often in Europe than I'd expected. And then after lunch, we explored some more and even got to walk under this huge bridge, which was really cool and it had some amazing views. One of the really cool things about Luxembourg is that it actually has free Wi-Fi around the entire city and free public transportation, so I definitely recommend visiting. Okay, so some important things to know about Maastricht's weather. So first, if you are coming in the spring, you're gonna get here and you're gonna be here pretty much in the middle of winter. It is going to be cold and it is going to be super rainy and gray. So you want to have a good, sturdy, warm rain jacket because you are gonna find yourself biking to class or walking to class in the rain, walking or biking to the grocery store, you're gonna want a nice, good rain jacket. And then it is pretty cold for probably the first month to month and a half. It's gonna be 30s to like 45-ish mostly for January and most of February. And then end of February, it'll start creeping up just a little bit. And then March has been a little unique here. So first week of March was a little colder, like 45, 50. Middle of March was amazing. We had like 3 weeks that it was never below 60 degrees and it got up to like 68. Super nice, like t-shirt and jeans weather or like shorts and a hoodie weather. It was super great. And then the last week of March, first week of April, it dropped back down to the 30s and we got snow. So the weather has been a little unpredictable. But yeah, so for your first month, 2 months here, you're definitely gonna want, jeans, sweaters. Layers are really great here because a lot of times it starts out really cold and then it slowly warms up throughout the day. So like I love having like these mock necks that keep me warm and then I can throw a jacket over this, but if I get warm, I can take the jacket off. So having items you can layer is really nice because then when it gets warm, you can wear some of these layers alone and then you don't have to pack more clothes. But yeah, definitely be prepared for winter weather when you first get here. And then March, April, it is supposed to start warming up again now. Again, jeans and a t-shirt or shorts and a hoodie, that is all great and well. And then looking into April, it's supposed to be warming up quite nicely after this week. So we should be high 60s, low 70s. with a little bit of wind, and it does rain in the spring here quite a bit, but I wouldn't say like way more than Selinsgrove does either, you know, like it's just spring rain, it happens. But I only brought a big thick rain jacket that's like insulated, and so now that it is starting to warm up when I have to wear my rain jacket, it's really, really warm. So if possible, I would recommend having like one of the lighter rain jackets or like windbreaker type jackets, because those do fold up really nicely. But just to have something that's gonna protect you from the rain that's not super thick and heavy. I did not think about that before I got here, so now every time it rains, I have to dress in like a tank top and then put my rain jacket on because it's so warm. So definitely have that. Something I cannot recommend enough is like a little light jacket, because there are a lot of days here where it's way too warm to put on like a winter coat, but it's way too cold to not have a coat at all. So just kind of having like a light jacket is so nice here, especially because the weather does fluctuate so much that, yeah, it's nice to have a light jacket that you could throw over a long sleeve or a short sleeve, and it's gonna help you stay warm either way. But yeah, the first few months, like first month, 2 months, were definitely a little rough, just because it was really gross outside and really cold outside. But just make sure you're still out doing things and hanging out with friends. I was really bad about kind of letting it isolate me, because I was like, oh, well, I don't want to go to the market because it's gross and cold and rainy. Get yourself to go out and do some things. Like, obviously no one wants to go hike or bike in the rain. That's not fun. But go out to a restaurant with your friends. Go hang out with your friends in like a common area. Just make sure you're not completely isolating yourself and you do get used to the weather. I am immune to biking in the rain at this point. So just know that it may be a little tough in the beginning, but that's just because you are here in the worst of their weather. You know, it is the dead of winter. No one likes that weather, but it does start to warm up and you do start to get blue skies. But yeah, I just think it's really important to talk about then.